How's it going, everyone? It's Hump Day, Wednesday. Can everybody hear me all right? We're streaming from the Mac. It's been a little while since I've streamed from this one. Oh, seems like audio levels are peaking out a bit. There we go. Let's bring it down some. Is the audio still good? So, what we're going to do today is we're going to brainstorm some ideas for projects for the channel because we're starting to run low on them. And we're all going to do that via a Maker Hangout. So I'm hoping that you guys can jump in, talk about stuff that you're working on, hang out, and I'll get some ideas based on what you guys are up to. Or maybe you guys just have some ideas you want to share, and hey, this would be a cool project. So if anybody wants to jump in and join, there's a link in the description for my Discord. You just hop on over there. I think most of you guys are in the Discord, and you just go to voice channels, the garage, hop on in, and then we're going to flip over to different view here. So if you have a camera and you want to show your face or you want to show off your projects, whatever it is, whatever you put up in the Discord stream, folks will be able to see. And then, yeah, we'll do it that way. Same as we've done before in the past. So right now we've got JPP over here. Um, that's all right, Brad. Everybody's got to work and do their thing. We're happy to have you hang out and chat. Chat will still be up on the screen as well. So I'm going to go ahead and flip on over here. Um, JPP, you do have your mic muted, just so you know. The one thing I ask is that when you join, you go ahead and leave the YouTube stream up, please. That way it still counts as you viewing it. Just hit the mute button on it. That way we don't get infinite loop of reverb and stuff like that. Leave it up though. We
The
don't
only
want you
reason
to
you
we
did
don't want
because
you to
I got
turn that off.
and I don't want to give you echo.
All right. And we're gonna switch over. All right. So JPP, how's it going, man?
Going good. That's
Can
what I
you
was saying. I just got it muted until I actually talk. Since I got you on speakers, I don't want to give you an echo.
yeah. Can everybody hear JPP okay? I want to make sure that the audio capture is working okay.
But yeah, we're just hanging out. Got done with deer work early.
Oh, nice. Um, all right, fantastic. They can hear you. Nick, how's it going? Let me just run through and say hi to everybody in chat real quick. What do we got? Down Undermaker said he won't be awake. That's a shame, man. I'm a little disappointed. He seemed to manage to be awake for uh, Jeremy and Keela's streams all the time. But I guess this is the middle of the week and one's got to work. Stephen Marchado, Martin, Bearded Printer, Vince, Brad, Nick, and of course JPP. So what have you guys been working on? Have you guys finished your you guys were working on Mercury 1, was it?
Yeah, we're still ain't made any progress on any of the projects yet because we're waiting to do them on stream. But the Mercury is still the next thing up. We did get the FlashForge 85X modded with a like custom firmware add-on thing. So we got the full Clipper stuff. The mainsail can access it through Orca and can go get in and adjust and change the values for the purging and flushing that's hardwired into the firmware.
Oh, that's good. So when do you guys think you're going to get back to doing you guys' streams?
Not sure yet. It's all schedule dependent right now with us both doing seasonal job for the next month or two. So it'll be a pop-up thing when we do it. Try to at least give folks a day ahead of time notice, but keep an eye out one of these afternoons for the Mercury stream start. That's going to be the first build stream we start doing.
Oh,
But I
yeah,
am also I'm kind of pivoting with the channel since I ain't done a lot of streaming and stuff anyways, and kind of getting back to what I had planned in the first place. And I'm going to start doing like a podcast live stream type thing and get one or two people on each time. But it's not going to be like an interview or like such and such company or whatever. I'm going to get back to the name of the channel of Just Push Print, and I'm going to focus like today's episode, we're going to talk about slicer tuning or yada 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 topic for educational point or purposes, and not necessarily that any of us regulars necessarily need that, but there's a lot of people and a lot of channels that's not doing the basic instruction stuff no more for the newbie people coming in. A lot of the bigger channels, they've done their instruction stuff 3, 4, 5 years ago when they started, and people searching a lot of them videos again because they're from so many years ago. Some of them, like for example, the Orca calibration stuff, just that for one thing, has advanced over the last few years, even from when a lot of them videos are up.
yeah, yeah. I mean, every time I watch a anything on slicer stuff, it seems like it never fails. I learned something, even if it's just like a little quality of life thing. Like, you can do this to select all the objects on the plate, or uh, you know,
And there's so
you
many
pick up
little
little tips
features.
and tricks. No matter how long you've been doing it. So, um, going over stuff like that or any of that stuff is always good, and getting a chance to just chat and this is the topic of tonight, and chatting about that, and everybody picking each other's brains on stuff. I love it.
But yeah, that's what my goal is starting on the channel. And that's gonna hopefully be starting in November, and that's probably one I'll be doing even like when Melissa's working or something. Like I said, I'll try if the top. I want to find certain folks in the community that's like really good at a certain one of them topics. Like for example, like talking about choosing colors and this and that, and either try to get Pez or Keela or one of them on that's always talking about the different colors and has used a bunch of the different colors over the years and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like this, like the different materials and colors, like galactic blue and ASA might not necessarily be the same if you're needing something in PLA, and little specific things like that. Like you said on the slicer stuff, there's so many little features that even when you've been using it for a year, when you don't go into detail on all of them little features, you might not even notice that that's in there, like the flow compensation that was added a few updates back, and the most recent game changing update that was added on Orca for the ironing of supports.
Yeah, I haven't checked that out yet. So Havoc, welcome to the stream, Mike. You didn't miss a whole lot, Mike. We were doing kind of a hangout stream. I'm trying to get ideas for what I want to do next on projects just by talking to you guys about what you guys are up to. Um, so we're kind of doing another Make Your Hangout stream. You're welcome to hop in on Discord. Camera, no camera, doesn't matter. If you want to just chat and share what you've been up to, what you're working on, what you want to work on, maybe content you'd want to see on a stream, whatever that may be, you are welcome to hop in. Anybody is. Again, it's my Discord server, voice channel, the garage. Um, if you're if you aren't a member, link in the description. Uh, Go ahead and join, and I'll make sure you get verified in your permissions so you can hop on in. So you said you're going to start this in November, JPP?
That's the goal for the educational stuff. I still
Okay.
got to like come up with names and reach out to people to get the first couple ones lined up for this topic and these people.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna make that into a weekly thing.
that's awesome. I tried to do the podcasting thing. I got a couple episodes. I got to talk to Steve Builds for one episode and Pex Peppers on another. Raj, how's it
But yeah, that's
going?
what I figured. There's
Local
like a
admin.
bunch of channels that's doing the printer builds and different projects and stuff like that. And that was kind of what I had in mind when I started the channel in the first place. So I'm gonna give that a go since there's not many people focusing on specifically that stuff. And there's a lot of like little odd and end features and updates or odd and end things that I come across that I've pointed out to a few of y'all fellow creators on direct message and stuff like that that I found out y'all wasn't aware of. So I want to work that into the channel to, little snippets, not necessarily news, but like, hey, if you ain't aware, check out this thing.
Yeah. Local admin said finally trusted kid enough to let him 3D print. Loves low voltage electronics and looking for projects too. So you might want to check out print kits if it's within your budget. It's kind of a monthly subscription thing. Um, they've got two different tiers to it. One you get like some sample filaments with, and that's like $50 a month if I remember correctly. And then there's another tier, it's like $37 a month. It doesn't come with the sample filaments, but they got projects in there. Let me show you some examples. My daughter, there was a little air hockey table. She took that inside, but then another one is uh, this boom box they did. It's a Bluetooth boom box. I'm not sure if on mine because I did I had it shorted. That's what I did. So I don't know if I damaged the board and that's why it's getting audio feedback or what the deal is with this. But there's an issue with mine. But yeah, they've got a whole bunch of little cool kits every month. You know, you get this kit, you 3D print the stuff, you build it. A lot of it's little simple electronics projects and just cool things that a kid would be interested in. It really got my 6 year old interested in doing some 3D printing stuff. I need to get some more things doing with her. Um, Let me get the link for print kits for you. It's a company. It's owned by Cocoa Press, the folks that make the chocolate 3D printer. So let's see. For this month, they did. Let me just bring this over here and bring this over so you guys can see it. So for this month, mechanical iris light, and then you get some other little things in there. A spooky eye light and a ring pop. But coin operated vending machine was September's. August was digital sand. The boom box, this little working escalator, a screw sorter, and like so. This one came with NFC tags. This one came with a purple laser, which is really cool. I've never seen a purple laser anywhere else. Monoscope, learn the solder kit, and they come with like a little snack too. So what else did they have? Oh yes, the air hockey table, this giant keyboard button, little heat press thing. So it's lots of cool little projects, and a lot of them are useful. So there's that too. Sorry, JPP. Didn't mean to. Oh, JPP's gone. Oh no. Gotta run grab lunch. You'll be back in chat. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. I did. I did an interview with one of the guys from Print Kits back at Murph. Great folks. So I guess I'll hop back over here until we get somebody else that wants to join in. So one of the things that I've got coming up here, if you notice, we've got a switch wire that's almost built, waiting on some parts. Power cable shows up today, and I think Friday the cartographer shows up. And then we've got the NG build coming up, but we're going to need someplace to put all of it. And I've got these filament racks, and this is kind of the only space I have where I don't have something I can't put somewhere else. So I'm going to build another shelf, get rid of these. Um, they're just like rolling carts that the filament goes onto. Love them. But put the two printers up here, and then underneath have a rep rack style thing with three trays that are two deep. It'll fit 14 spools across and then two deep, and have them on casters so I can just slide them out and get to the ones in the back. So that'll be a project coming up. Death Cube, how's it going? Prusia XY. I don't know that I'm familiar with that one, JPP. Oh yeah, no, you're fine, JPP. I know that's kind of the middle of the day for a lot of folks, and a lot of folks are working. Break time. But I think some people do enjoy this kind of maker hangout stream. I know Mike was recommending that Armored 3D do something similar on his stream yesterday. But yeah, so I want to try to find some more small little projects, one day build kind of things. Yeah, so Captain, how's it going? Captain, if you're not busy, you should hop on here and chat with us a little bit about the projects you got going on, because I know you've got a whole lot of stuff that's got to be happening over there, getting that workshop together. You're posting your Ender build. Let's take a look at it. Let's go over here. Uh, why are you? All right, you're being funky. There we go. So I will make this a little bit bigger. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Take a look at what you got going on here. Oh, you're putting an orbiter on there with a kind of hot end is that you've got in there? Is that the stock hot end, or is that uh no, that is like one of those CHC hot ends. So this is Havoc's build. He picked up this ender. You picked it up from Fabrico, if memory correct. Mellow Heat Core 4. Okay, I've not seen that one. Looks like it's got quite the melt zone on it. I think it's just perspective. It was a clearance sale from Fabrico. Hold on, maybe it is a little bit taller. Yeah, because you put rails on it, linear rails on X, Y, and Z. Not much ender about that anymore. Oh yeah, 400. That's tall. Nice. It's nice to have a taller printer. My only tall printer is that CR10 right there. The 2.4 is a 350, but in reality, it's like, I don't know, just under 300, like 280 or something. The dual belted Z. Yeah, it's going to be a solid printer, man. That is going to be a solid printer. Are you going to go ahead and get the Creality build plate and magnet? I picked mine up from for the NG build from Micro Center. I haven't even looked at it. This better be what I think it is. For $20. Yeah, so it comes with the magnet and then a PEI sheet. It's just a single-sided PEI sheet, but a PEI sheet nonetheless. For $20, you can't beat that. Way better than that glass plate. And arguably, you could probably stick the magnet to the glass plate, and then that'll give you a nice flat surface to use. It's actually not a bad idea. I might see about getting a piece of glass to put on the NG. To put that on. Hello, Sink. How's it going? You can beat that, Mike? Oh, Lord. So, you guys have any ideas for projects or anything that you guys would like to see done? You might be interested in doing yourself, but want to see somebody else take that dive first? Oh, yeah. That's just the build plate, though, Mike. It doesn't come with the magnet. We're going to add that to the cart, though. What I need is good, inexpensive Prusa size build plates. They are a weird size. It's like 250 by 235 or something like that. All right. This is what we're going to do. Till some folks want to hop on, we're going to, I don't know, go troll printables and see if we can come up with some ideas there. Luke, how's it going? We are having a Maker Hangout stream, but we don't have anybody hanging out. So if you want to hop on Discord voice channel there on my Discord server, you are welcome to come on, talk about projects you got going on, because I am trying to find stuff to do by talking to everybody else and finding out what they're doing and stealing those ideas and making them my own. Uh, so we got contests going on for printed fabric. I'm not sure that any of that I could do would be interested in, but we'll go take a look at it. Contest page, where we go? How's this printed fabric? Yeah, that's the thing. I know a lot of people are at work right now, so no hard feelings. Just I'm waiting on stuff to show up in the mail to be able to do anything else that I've got going on. Wago connectors. Okay. The giant Wago. I like this. Dun, dun. None of this stuff I necessarily need now, but this is definitely good to have so many options for Wago connector mounts and stuff like that added to the repository that is printables for future projects. Printed fabric, kids play kitchen, robot vacuums, Halloween, bike gear, back to school, can holders. Ooh, detergent solutions. Maybe. House stuff. Excellent. Okay, go. How's it going? You got a package from KB3D as a set of LDO Nano Nest panels for Clicky Clack Door, LDO Leviathan expansion, and some others. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know that I want measuring cups 3D printed. This is good if you have like problems with the hands. This one almost seems like it might be better since it's number one. I think using the laundry brand detergent I use in the picture. All right, back to the other contest page. You think this was sponsored by CMF at all? Maybe. Gift wrapping helpers. It could be useful. Camping sorting trays. I want to do a battle bot too, Nick. Um, Especially if they're going to have them at Murph again. Let's uh, let's add that to our notebook here. Uh, Content ideas. Battle bot. Do you know of any good resources for them? Anybody selling kits for anything for them or anything? All right, so we got battle bots. Uh, I don't think that sorting trays are going to be content wise, but it might be useful. All right, I'm not seeing anything. Let's check out. Is there battle bots? See what we find on here for battle bots. Just Google 3D printed battle bots. Palm Beach bots. Here we go. Oh, yikes. They ain't cheap. Is anybody making? Yeah, he did a couple years ago. Like they were out when I first got into 3D printing. His videos, I think. Oh, that'd be good if somebody put out a kit, West 3D or LDO. Let's go over here to the projects page. I still want to do the 3D sets, but they don't have a kit for. I bought the files for the torque, but there's no kit for it anywhere. I want to do one of these, one of the death racers. It comes with the radio. I think you just need a battery, right? What's in the box? So, what do we need for this that I don't have on hand? So, two motors, two gearboxes, shaft flange, eight bearings, rods. That's probably where it would get you a speed controller, one servo. It is almost a complete one, yeah. Yeah, so there's some options, I guess. I don't think the ant weight ones are what I want, though. I think it's the, like, is it 1 pound class or something like that? See what other stuff they've got for ideas. Steven Marchado needs to finish his robotic arm. Who's building the 3MS? One of you guys are building the 3MS or has built it. Who's the one that built that? Yeah, uh, the 3D set stuff comes with pre-made plates and everything, 3MF files for the Prusa printers. So now that I have a Mark III, I'd probably just print all the 3D set stuff on that, with the exception of like the gearing that I'm going to do in polycarbonate and the arms that I'm going to do in carbon fiber nylon.
You're not gonna do squat.
Uh, we have a visitor. Captain, how's it going?
Ugh. Troubleshooting.
Nice. Oh my lord, look at these speakers. $250.
Ooh, Ferrari drawer cage just got done.
So what have you been up to, sir?
Printing Ferrari drawers, yeah, among lots of other things. But yeah, just organizing and doing some Halloween stuff. You know, getting some of that printed in between all the other junk.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick, I have Prusa Slicer installed. I just never bothered to rebuild profiles over there. I went from Super Slicer over to Orca Slicer. I think I might have set something up at one time in Prusa Slicer for maybe the 2.4.
I haven't had Crucis Slicer installed in like a year.
I can't remember what. Oh, so in the time between Super Slicer stopped getting updated, and then uh, Prusa Slicer came out and put organic supports in Prusa Slicer. Because there was like tree supports in Cura long before it was in anything else. Um, because I used Cura for like the first 3 weeks of printing until I built my Boron. Uh, so I did set up a profile for the 2.4 in Prusa Slicer, but that was it. And honestly, I wouldn't run that profile now. I'd have to rebuild everything in Prusa Slicer. And it just doesn't seem worth it to me for most things. JPP, I didn't know you had a Cocoa Press.
Oh yes, they have a cocoa press.
So, Captain, trying to maybe figure out a way to make my way out to Colorado for Rocky Mountain. So, might get to run into you.
Well, yeah. So the plan for Rocky Mountain this coming year is I will have an RV that should sleep 8.
Ooh.
So those that are traveling long distance, if it all works out, I will know within the next month if it works out. Um, those that want to, don't want to pay $100 a night for a stupid hotel,
Mm-hmm.
there will be that option for a select few.
Well, that is awfully generous of you if it works out. Even
Yeah.
if it doesn't, trying. The attempt is.
Well, I have a buddy of mine, and he's got a big, what is it, Class A, the bus size.
Yeah,
It's
Class
almost a
A.
bus anyway, Class A. And he told me last year, he goes, if you want to borrow this thing, go for it, man. He goes, we're not using it. And I talked to him again for next year, when we got the dates finalized for next year. I'm like, so can I get it this weekend for like 3 days?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, I have to talk to the wife. She might have plans. So the plans are supposed to be finalized one way or the other within the next month before December.
Yeah.
So
There's a good chance that the wife doesn't have plans this far out for a camping trip. But
Oh, they've never camped in that thing. That's the funny part.
yeah,
They
just running
they
it by
use
the
it.
wife and make sure it's okay that he lends it out.
Well, no, she's okay with it, but what they do is they take trips from here in where I live because they're here in the same town I'm at in
Uh
northeast Colorado. They will drive all the way to like Florida,
huh. Ooh, fun.
and then they'll go up to New York. They'll spend a month on the road.
Sorry, I'm eating what is now a very cold burrito.
No, don't worry about it. I should probably be eating something too, but I forgot.
So, um, yeah, I was like, I told the old lady, I was like, I was like, if if stuff with my house goes completely sideways and we both end up on disability, I was like, maybe we ought to sell the house, buy a big Class A, get a big trailer that I can turn into a workshop, and just sell the house, use the profits to buy the RV, and just travel.
Not a bad idea. My wife and I have talked about the same thing. Literally the exact same thing. But I've got to do a bunch of work to the house to make it worth the money.
Yeah.
So, which we've already started on. But yeah, we got all sorts of things going on here in this little workshop. You were asking me before I got on. So I've got the do-winder on the bench. I can't do anything with it until the new EBB boards show up. I bought 2 of each of the brand new boards.
Oh, nice. I want to get one to replace that H36 and that Trident because it's
Ooh, yeah.
just some issues every once in a while.
Well, they have better thermal resistance. The new boards do. I think that's what your issue is.
I don't think that's the issue with the H36. The issue with the H36 is it'll stop passing data from the beacon every once in a while.
That's well, okay. No, yeah, not the H3. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking of your other printer there that you're having
Yeah, the
issues with.
switch wire definitely needs something
Yeah,
because it's got
yeah,
the original Mellow SB
yeah.
2040
That's the
board
one
on
I was
it,
thinking
and
of.
that thing is.
Garbage.
There's another
I actually
project
found.
idea.
I found one of those. I actually have one of those exact boards, and there was a reason I never used it. But so I've got that. I've got the Ender 6. All the parts are here for that, except for well, the tool head's going to stay the same for now. It's got a micro Swiss extruder on it. I'm just going to leave everything the same until I can get a Jabberwocky for it. And then I've got more mods for the Flash Forge. And oh, by the way, if anybody didn't notice, Flash Forge's website has refurbished Flash Forge 5Ms for $200. I wish I had more money
Yeah,
because those
but
things are workhorses.
there's a lot of issues with the software on those, though, as I understand it.
That's why you do the Forge X mod.
Okay, it runs Clipper with that. Yep, I think we lost the captain.
No,
Yep,
I'm here.
yep,
I'm here.
there he is.
Now, the Alexa told me there's somebody at the front door, and it's just my wife. I'm out in the workshop, so. But no, uh, so I have the Forge X mod, which gives you full Clipper capability. So you don't have to use their software. You can use Orca, and this thing it just works. I love this thing.
Welcome to the stream, Dan, who's not here.
I'm not here either. Works for me. And then I found out the other day that LinkSpace, the people I gather all of my social media links, is dead now because Streamlabs decided to kill the project. So I signed up with a new one, and now I have to redo all of my maker chips and everything.
Oh. Did
So when I said my maker chips were limited edition, they're now really limited.
I just did yesterday. That was the stream yesterday. I redid my maker chip for Flat Forge. I used Hue Forge and then merged that into my maker chip. So we've got clear PLA showing up today. Um, so I'll be able to.
Yeah, I started watching the VOD of that, and then I passed out.
It happens.
But at least you got the view about you got the view for about 45 minutes.
Well, as long as you left the TV on when you passed out, that'll be good.
Yeah, it was on my tablet, but yeah. But when I woke up this morning, it was playing uh, HAL, an Australian engineering firm.
Oh, okay. I've not seen that.
It's like cutting edge engineering, but with drilling stuff. They still use the big lathes and everything. It's really fun to watch.
Cool. So we've got two new ideas. Let me add my bench in here. Uh, it's not a bench. What would you call that? A rack, printer
A rack?
slash filament shelf,
Mm.
maybe. It's going to be a wooden shelf, kind of like these, but taller, and then underneath and wider. It'll be 48 inches wide, and then underneath it'll have drawer slides with 14 rolls of filament across, two deep, and you pull the slide out, and you've got
I like that.
your spools of filament for storage for your filament underneath.
I like it.
I gotta draw it out, see what kind of lumber I need to get.
I over engineered the living snot out of a new desk. Oh, new, not desk, but same thing that you kind of like you're doing, but just for printers.
Yeah.
And I incorporated anti vibration in it using shocks.
Hmm.
It's still sitting in CAD on my computer in the house, and I'm like, this would cost $1,000 to build for 4 printers.
Yeah. I really like these metal shelves, like the muscle racks,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I'll draw up the plans and see where I'm at. It might be just as cheap just to buy one of those and then shoehorn some stuff in there for the filament. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I
Robert Cohen.
mean,
I've
drawer
not
slides.
seen Robert Cohen's system. Havoc. Do you have a link to it?
You can buy drawer slides up on AliExpress dirt cheap. So
I've got some. So these I've got three sets of drawer slides because originally this workbench was going to have drawers in it.
mm-hmm.
So I've got three sets of these. I don't know what they're rated to, but they seem pretty chunky, and they've got quite a bit of extension to them. So, what are we looking at for extension wise on this? We're looking at like 23. 23 inches of extension.
Uh,
Like they're full extension drawer slides is what they are.
yeah, yeah.
No, 21 and a half inches of extension on 22-inch deep drawer slide. That got bent. I need to bend that back. Let me get my little hammer out. They, the reason why they're down here is they fell off the shelf that I have up above where the garage door opens. There we go.
Daring man. Daring man indeed. So I am still up in arms about which is better, HSW or the alternative,
HSW. What?
hex wall, or the new
Multi-board?
stuff, multi-board. Yes, honeycomb wall, whatever it is, versus multi-board. I've printed HSW for a number of years now, and everybody keeps telling me to use multi-board, and I keep asking why, and I can't get an answer.
It's the newest, latest, and greatest. I I do get the impression that there's a lot more flexibility and stuff for multi-board than there is for any of the other ones, and it does seem like it's engineered a little bit better for usability. It's got spacing so you can still use your regular pegboard stuff on it. So you can go out to the store, just buy pegboard stuff, and it goes on it no problem. Um,
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to do it on the workbench. It just didn't work out that I was able to for reasons. I do think I am going to take is I wanted this. I didn't want to just make this so I couldn't see through it. I want to be able to see through it, see to the other side of the garage. But this 2020 extrusion, they're going to cut it off right above where the monitor mount is. So it'll be about this tall, 27 inches, I think. And then figure out something from there. Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah,
And then if I
I don't know. I just
could
I
figure out
I'm
a
just kind
skirt
of
solution, I could use some of the 2020 extrusion I have and make a clicky clacky door for the 2.4. I just have to find the bushings and pins for it.
yeah. I'm just a little confused on why you have to drill everything in from behind multi-board. So if you want to add something, you literally have to take the entire wall down.
Well, no, you don't. It screws in from the
You,
front.
huh? Okay.
Yeah, it just threads in. Stuff threads into it.
Well,
All
didn't
all the
Mandic do that
hexes,
review?
all the
Didn't
hexes are
Mandic
great.
have? Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought
I
Mandic
think
did. Yeah, I thought he did that review video about a year ago when it came out, and he did that whole wall of it before he moved, and it was great. But he was just kind of unhappy that you had to take the wall down to add new stuff.
yeah, I'm not. I didn't
If
see the
they've changed
video,
that since
so
then, yeah, they might have changed it since then. So that's if that's the case, then it's kind of a no-brainer. But
yeah.
just have to go find a sponsor for a bunch of filament because I got a lot of wall to cover.
Yeah, I need to find a filament sponsor too.
Well, I was actually kind of excited the other day. It was about 6 months ago. I sent out a bunch of friend requests,
Hmm.
and I got like 4 or 5 of them back on the same day, just after Vice,
Nice.
and they were all for big company representatives. I'm not going to say who, but I was like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd like to get a filament sponsor to be able to do some filament giveaways on the streams. Um, but I don't really know who to reach out to. I talked to Polymaker and they turned me down. So
Oh,
uh, no, I wasn't even. So I've got that big stream coming up on the 22nd, and I asked them about sponsoring some filament for a giveaway on that, and they said no. So I'm not even going to bother asking about which
I tell you what, I'll
one.
see if
So
if I can't get you hooked up with Central 3D. He's a really cool guy.
yeah, I need to talk to him maybe about an issue with the green. I got the green, and it did not work out very well. It the layer adhesion was like nothing. It just snaps. New makers, I don't have any contacts with anybody other than I had talked to Joel over at Polymaker and stuff, and they have a system on their site to reach out to them for sponsorship stuff.
Yep.
And I don't know how where to even go with anybody else. And
Well, I mean, if you put an application in on the website and they turned you down, at least you got a response. I never even got a response off of that website.
check your spam. So I've got Polymaker or Google sent it to a folder called promotions.
Yeah,
Um,
I, you
and so when I get regular emails from Polymaker, they go to my regular email box. But when I talk to them about uh, like sponsorships and stuff in the past, Google sends it to a promotions folder or to a spam folder, no matter what I do. I've added
yeah,
the email to my contacts list, like told it that it wasn't spam. I don't know why it keeps doing it.
yep, yeah. I did the same thing. I ended up creating a filter in Gmail that anything related to Polymaker, whether it's from them or not, goes into it. It gets starred and labeled as Polymaker,
Yeah.
and it only goes to the main inbox.
Havoc, you had an issue with it too? Yeah, so I'm not going to complain. It was a spool of filament that I won off of Armored 3D printing stream. Uh, so I'm not going to complain. It's a beautiful filament. I love the color of it. Um, but it just I don't know whatever additives they're putting in it to make it matte. I think is probably what's wrong because it's a very matte filament. And
Ironically, the green is the only color that I have not used from them.
yeah, I did have to dry it and give it quite a bit more squish than normal Havoc to get it to stick to the build plate. I don't know what it was about it. I have a couple filaments like that that just I don't know. They're almost like powdery or something.
Funny enough, the color that actually prints the best for me, because they all print fairly well. Other than, I haven't tried the green yet. Is the brown. The brown it prints wonderfully.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just that one. I'm sure it's just a one color thing. I know very well that adding certain colorants to stuff can affect it. I have a hard
Yeah,
time with any yellow filament for some reason. Yellow filament likes to warp like crazy for some reason. Um,
same. I've never had good luck with any
yeah.
yellows.
Uh, yeah, I mean, certain colorants just have their issues. Like white, is surprisingly abrasive. So, certain sparkle filaments, depending on like the sparkle additives that they use, can have some bed adhesive issues and stuff like that. That's awesome having. I'm glad they took care of you. That says a lot about a company when they take care of an issue like that. Just you know, no problems and just handle it. Last thing you want to do is have to argue with a company about something. I do hear great things about their sparkle filament, Brad. But the green was just an interesting, different color, and I wanted to check it out. So that's why I went with the green. So I printed yesterday another maker chip holder to put the rest of my maker chips that I got from 3D Printopia in. So,
Yeah.
what all have you been working on building out there? What are you building versus what are you buying for your new shop?
Um. So I'm pretty much making just about everything. Like all of the light switch covers and outlet covers are all 3D printed. None of the actual electrical boxes are 3D printed because I've heard some horror stories about that, even with ABS.
Yeah.
Um, Shelf brackets, Gerari drawers have been nonstop printing for like 2 weeks now. That's pretty much all the
That'll run
flash
through
storage
a
is
lot
good
of
for at the
filament.
moment. Oh yeah, I've gone through what 8 kilograms of filament in the last couple of weeks just on Gerari drawers.
Hope you
Um,
found some good inexpensive filament.
well, yes, and the funny part was is I don't know if you remember, I ended up accidentally buying that eSun 3.5 kilogram spools.
Mhm.
I bought two of them, and I just got through with one of them, and the second one I'm actually got another project for, so I'm using some really cheap PLA to print some of the rest of the drawers, since none of it was sponsored.
Yeah. What is going on inside the house? Hold on one
But
second.
yeah,
What is all the banging in here? Uh, What was on? How late were you? Oh, good lord. Why? Jesus. All right. All right. Sorry about that.
And no worries. Family always comes first.
I thought she was gone at an appointment. There was just a bunch of banging in the house. I'm like, what is going on? But she got back and was taking the dog out, so the door was banging.
But
Uh,
yeah, I ended up, what was it, what, 3, 4 months ago? I ended up getting a deal, funny enough, off of Temu for 10 rolls of Sunlu Black
huh.
for $7 a roll.
I've seen those
So
deals a few times.
I took it and I ended up with 20 rolls of Sunlu Black, 10 rolls of black and 10 rolls of white for $70. They screwed up and sent me the white too.
Can't argue with that.
Nope. So that's $3.50 a roll,
Yeah. Hoping I
which
can
is kind
get
of funny
this
because I
back
haven't
on.
ordered a lot of PLA in the last few months because I'm not using it.
Yeah.
So it's good to use it. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a problem I
printer
had when
parts.
I started doing Nerf blasters. Was I never used PLA for anything, so I didn't really have very much.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny when you start 3D printing. That's pretty much all you use is PLA. But then you start printing usable things, and it's like, oh, okay, ASA, ABS, PETG. So you fill up your racks full of that, and then when you do DPLA, you don't have any.
Yeah. So I had got I bought my Ender 3 and then uh decided I was going to build a Voron. So I was like, all right, well, I need some way to print ABS. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do an enclosure. I'm going to lack enclosure things. And I found a guy on Facebook Marketplace that was selling like a tower of lac enclosures, right? A lac enclosure. And it was like
Mm-hmm.
4 lac tables and all this stuff. So I picked that up from the guy. And then I get there and he had a bunch of rolls of PLA that was like open, used partially, you know, and I think I ended up with like 18 rolls of partially used PLA. And that's pretty much all I had all this time. I mean, I picked up a couple rolls here and there for some things, but I had picked up rolls when I was 3D printing the Cinderwing dragons for one of the businesses in town, and so I had some, but not enough of anything to actually do like a big blaster project or something. So then I had to go out and buy PLA.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, and the unfortunate part is, some of the companies that are out there, they don't provide the colors that you want. They pretty much the basic RGB for the
Yeah,
cheaper price.
yeah. I try to like this filament I'm getting ready to take off this printer right now is like Havoc was saying. It's any cubic. I bought a pack of
Mm-hmm.
4 spools of any cubic gray filament, because I'm pretty sure it's Sunwoo. Uh, for I think it was like $28 shipped for 4 rolls of it,
I've done
and
the same. I've got quite a bit of it.
used it for some Nerf blasters, but just generic colors like that, I try to just buy inexpensive filament. Now with Hobby Lobby having filament over there, I haven't been back over there, but they started at first. They only had one. They got in one roll of every color, and then that all sold out. So then they had like two rolls of every color a week or so later, and then I went back in, and they had three or four rolls of a couple different colors, and sold out on a bunch of them. So I guarantee you that they will start stocking more and more filament, and I would not be surprised if within a very short period of time, you can walk into a Hobby Lobby and buy yourself a 3D printer. Just ran into a guy at Walmart the other day that was looking for filament in Walmart.
There's some Walmarts that are actually selling it. I saw that on Facebook on one of the 3D printer groups that I belong to.
Really?
Yep.
Anycubic, Elegoo, and Sunlu are all out of the same place. Yeah, probably. The Hobby Lobby Silver Silk isn't bad. I haven't tried it. Now, I need to order, I guess Bamboo has some pretty tough silk filament, from what I hear. I need to order a roll of their silver silk for a project. Burritos get incredibly hard to chew when they get cold.
Yeah, the ends get crusty.
Mm-hmm. I needed to make sure I ate something today. Yesterday I didn't eat anything. I was not doing very well by afternoon, and then I didn't want to. I wasn't feeling well, so then I didn't want to eat, and then stuff goes downhill real quick like that.
Excuse me. So here's a question for everybody. Should I replace the belts on the Ender 6 when I do the rail conversion?
You don't know how much time's on the thing, so
I know.
I would just err on the side of caution and order a bunch of. You can get it really cheap if you have time to wait for it from AliExpress. Um, you can get it for a medium price if you order it from Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't know why they charge so much for belt from the 3D printing shops.
I don't know. Profit margins, that's all I can think of.
A garage microwave mic. I've got a garage toaster oven. I don't know that I want to put food in it though.
I need a garage refrigerator. I don't have one of those.
I do have one of those.
Put an ad out on Facebook Marketplace, and the local buy and sell groups said, looking for a garage fridge. Small is preferable, but we'll take anything. Nobody responded.
Really?
At least nobody within 60 miles of me.
You know what you do? You wait until the end of like May, June, right after uh, kids get done for the year for college,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
people are unloading all their like mini fridges from their dorms and stuff.
Yeah, we have one in the house, but it's used for drinks, and I don't want to take it out of the house because then there'd be nothing to store drinks in.
The one out here in the fridge gets used for mainly uh, beverages and overflow for like leftovers if there's no room in the, or like big things that there's no room in the fridge inside. But I can use the top freezer on it during the summer, but during the winter it's so cold out here that the refrigerator stays cold enough to never turn the fridge on enough to keep frozen stuff frozen. So ironically, the freezer's useless in the winter. But I've got a big chest. Well, it's not big. It's, like one of the 7 cubic foot chest freezers or whatever it is.
Hmm.
I love those things, man. Those things use next to no electric because it's the most optimal form factor for a freezer. Because even though when you open it, cold air sinks, so it's not like the cold air comes out of it when you open one up. So those things, I think, when I got that, I was at my other place that had prepaid electric, and I got like daily summaries. I think my usage went up like, want to say less than a kilowatt hour a day to run that freezer.
We went to oh God, this is almost 30 years ago. It's like 2 years after my wife and I got married. We went to a garage sale, and this guy had one of those big, long 8 foot freezers.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted $50 for it, and I talked him down to 30. I had to call a buddy of mine to come get the stupid thing because it worked. He had it plugged in,
Nice. My
and
brother-in-law talking about 8 foot freezers. So he sold this freezer. Uh, he bought Sears was going out of business, so I went with him, and we got this big 8 foot freezer because he was raising chickens, and he did eggs, and then he was also raising meat birds. So he'd take the birds, and he'd have the Amish folks like clean them and do all that stuff, and then he was selling them, but he was freezing the birds in this freezer. And I was out in his garage. I didn't realize that the breaker had tripped for like a month in the summer. Yeah, yeah,
yikes!
yeah. He's like, "That's it. I'm done." Uh, I think he might not have even sold it. He might have given it away on the grounds that whoever took it had to clean it. I don't know.
Oh, gross!
Turn an
No,
old
we bought that
microwave
thing.
into a filament dryer. So West 3D's new filament dryer uh, looks like a toaster oven. I think it is uh, a modified toaster oven, but I want one so bad. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up over here.
I'm still digging the Chi 2 systems. That thing has been rocking.
Did you ever do the video on that?
Part of it, and so here's the thing: is whenever I've ever done review stuff, I always send a copy to the company
Uh-huh.
before I publish it. They never responded to me.
Yeah, just publish it.
Eh,
But it's got like outlets in the back so you can print right out of it. But it straight up looks like a toaster oven.
it does.
But I want one. It faces the right direction. Well, no, I'd
Amazon
still
probably
want.
had a sale on cheap ones. They said, "Okay, we'll use it."
Yeah, I don't know. but it gets hot. We set out to change that and really leaned into the toaster idea, even using the shell of a real toaster. Our high tech
Yeah.
filament dryer can reach up to 120C, adjustable in under 3 minutes. You know what? I have not actually. So I got this. Um, I kept looking for a toaster oven to anneal stuff. All right. So I picked this up at Goodwill. It took me months to find one because, I go into the Habitat for Humanity restore and there'd be 100 of them on the shelf. I'd walk into uh, Goodwill or Salvation Army and there was an infinite supply of them until I needed one and then I couldn't find one. But I got this and I never actually tested it to make sure it works. All right, so what do we got? Stay
Right.
on, and let's put it. I need to make labels for this for what stuff is in Celsius. So, hey Siri, what is 300 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
The answer is 148.89 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, so not that hot. Hey Siri, what is 250 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
It's 121.11 degrees Celsius.
Okay, so somewhere between warm and 250 is where we want to be at. It is getting warm, so it does work. It's got an air fry. Does it actually have fans in there? It does seem to have fans in there. All right. So it works.
Cool.
It's been sitting down here for a couple months and I've never tested it. Um, Also, have you guys noticed that you go in the Walmart and nothing has prices anymore? Like you can't find the price. Like clothing, they tear the tags off of it where the price was because they keep jacking prices up so often that now they don't even put the prices on there. And their excuse is because of tariffs. And I'm like, you know how much you paid for this when you bought it.
Yep.
It's been so the price that it says on it should be good. You don't need to up the price retroactively because because the price on it changed now if you wanted to reorder it. You don't need to up the price of what you paid. There's no reason I should pay you more because the price on the new one that you want to order went up. But anyway, the reason why I say that is Walmart's had this 4K webcam out now, right? It's an LNN one, and it was $30. It was $30 last week. I went in today. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this because the ones that I've been using on the little whatchamacallit are crap. Um, my normal two cameras are good, but the one that I'd like point and show move around was not great. So I was like, this probably still isn't great either, but it's got to be better than what I had. Um, and I don't want to spend another 150 or $200 on, an Alpha or Insta360 camera. They upped the price to $35.
Typical Walmart crap.
I'm also looking for a project to do with these two ESP32 cameras. Does anybody know? Is there a way to mount those inside of a printer and then clipper pull up the feed from that camera? Because I've got the Micron that doesn't have a camera in it. The Switchwire I don't have a camera for, and I don't have a camera for the NG. I also don't have one for the CR10, but I'm not terribly worried about that. It can DaVinci. Do you have any like where you can point me to find out the information for how to make that work? And does anybody know of any mounts?
I'm pretty sure we can discover that.
I was looking this morning, last night, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of the night when I woke up, and I couldn't find anything that would work inside of a Micron. Crow's Nest. Oh, okay. All right. That should be simple enough then. They're all my printers are on Raspberry Pis or like CB1 stuff, Pi alternatives.
Well, I do need to go, so I can go grab something to eat before I do my thing.
All righty. Yeah,
So,
I will catch your stream here in a little bit. If you're not subscribed to Captain Kern, go check out his channel. He's going to be streaming here in an hour and a half, I think.
yep, 4 p.m. Eastern.
DaVinci repurposed a couple 15-inch touchscreen point of sale terminal PCs to run Clipper screen. Nice.
That's cool. But I'll catch y'all later. Have a great day.
Have a good one, man.
Later.
So yeah, we're at a hour and 45 minutes or so here. I think we'll probably wrap it up. Um, Unless anybody else wants to hop on and talk about anything they've got going on. Um, Normally we have a few more people than this hop on, even if it's during the day on a weekday. Slow day, I guess. Wednesdays are always, yeah, normally starts turning up Thursday night and Friday night with all the people getting out, start working on their projects again. So I thank you all for coming, hanging out. I've got a few ideas written down now for some projects. We've got battle bots, change the tool head board on the switch wire, printer slash filament shelf, uh, 2.4 clicky clacky door. Maker Viking, how's it going? And figure out ESP32 project. Um, so, got a couple ideas. Stuff for the switch wire and everything. I think that is showing up on Friday. So we might take a day off or something from streaming unless lightning strikes and I come up with an idea for a project that I can do tomorrow. Uh, until stuff arrives to actually make some real content out of. Oh, fans for the Micron will be here, but I'm not going to make you guys sit through me putting together the head again. But I'll have my Micron back up and running here later on this afternoon. That'll be fun. Also, seeing Maker Viking in chat, that reminds me, if you haven't, go go check out his his website, Tinker Atlas. It is pretty cool. We should go take a look at that right now. Let's see, Tinker Atlas. They just sign in over here. Da, 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 da. So let's put this over here. This is Tinker Atlas. Um, you can share your projects, what you're working on, check out other people's stuff. This would be a good place for me to maybe get some ideas for some projects too. That's pretty neat. And then here's Captain's Workshop. And then you can go on here to the map. Am I missing something here, Maker Viking? Where's the map at? It's down at the moment. Okay. I was going to say. And then articles, Maker Spotlight. There's me. Read up all about me. Maker Viking. And then Dan. Uh, Canrog. Canrog Creations. Yeah. They'll come back up today. Excellent. Sounds like I've got somebody over here. Who do we got over here?
Yeah, I just joined in on you.
Well, welcome. We've got someone else to chat with. Most excellent. Welcome, everybody. Kegel to the stream.
What's
Kegel, I
going
know
on,
you've
man?
got stuff going on over there. How's your stealth changer build going?
It's going good. Just redoing the tool head. Let's see. I'm trying to fix this real quick. Just redoing the umbilical cables, taking off the piano wire and putting on some flat steel bars.
Yeah, the flat steel bars seem like they would be a better idea for um, at least the stealth changer. I need to. I wonder if the music shop around the corner has piano wire.
I got the piano wire off of Amazon. It was pretty cheap.
What'd you get? Like 0.8 millimeter piano wire?
No, it was 1 millimeter piano wire.
That worked pretty good.
It worked okay, yeah. It was kind of a pain in the butt to get set up. You have to attach it in the back and attach it to the tool head itself to keep it from flopping over.
piano
but it
wire.
wasn't terrible. Let me see if I can get OBS going.
I used to use piano wire, like really thick stuff for making sway bars for RC cars.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Stainless steel spring wire diameter, 10 meters. Here's .8 millimeter for $9 for 10 meters of it. One is 1 millimeter. Looks like one. Piano wire, 1 millimeter.
Oh,
Stainless steel spring wire rope. I've been struggling with my umbilicals, so this seems like a good
oh.
idea to pick up.
Actually, I got the idea from a guy on Lee Marie's Discord to use uh, let's see, a fish tape like you use for pulling wires through conduit and stuff.
Yeah,
I got found a fish tape at Lowe's for $16 and just been cutting it up to use for the umbilical flat steel instead of ordering it off of Amazon or somewhere else.
yeah. I've got an old fish tape around here somewhere. Maybe, maybe. Might be in one of those buckets up there. But Luke, I see you hanging out down there. How's it going, man? Damascus, welcome to chat. Rearrange this so we can see everybody.
Okay, let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Gotcha. Yeah, this darn thing, I'm put my headphones on so we don't have an issue, but with reverb and stuff, but I keep forgetting it's the Hedamami headphones that has a microphone. So it keeps trying to switch over to the mic, but
Hmm.
the latest Apple MacBook is headphone only, not a headphone and mic jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I saw that they released some M5 stuff, Vision Pros, and another iPad Pro with the M5, and MacBook Pro with the M5.
Yep.
Oh, my laptop just died on me.
What's that?
My laptop just decided to shut off
Ooh,
while I was trying to hook up my camera to it. So, waiting for it to restart.
Mine did that a couple of minutes ago, but that's because I kept one of the chargers. So my work laptop and my personal laptop are the exact same model. So I just keep one power supply plugged in at the desk, and I switch it back between the two, so I can keep the other one in the backpack for when I go places.
That's a good
So
idea.
I wasn't paying attention and let my personal laptop die.
You could always get like a power supply thing, and then you'd always have
Yeah.
power.
Well, yeah, it's more of the it's got the MagSafe connector on it.
Hmm.
So I'd have to get a different MagSafe connector or another MagSafe connector.
You can charge those through USB-C though, can't you?
You can. Um, I just prefer the MagSafe because the USB-C. I've seen too many people yeet those off their boards or
Mm,
break the socket off inside them if you're not careful.
yep,
So
I can see
I'd
that.
much prefer MagSafe around my wife. She has, if there's something that you can trip over, she finds it.
I understand.
So I just opened the box that I got from KB3D and immediately remembered what else I ordered. So it's the Clicky Clack, the Nano Nest PC panels for the Clicky Clack door for the
Okay.
2.4, the Leviathan expansion board, and 4 Galileo 2 Z drives. Because we've decided for the stealth changer that if we're just going to start updating, we might as well just update. If we're going to go to all-wheel drive, might as well switch over to the Galileos for the Z.
Hmm.
So kind of
Try to
feels like
help
that
deal with
project
that weight.
is getting out of control.
What steppers do they put on those Galileo ZXLs?
Oh, well, let's see. Galileo ZXLs. Um, the LDO 42 STH 40 1684s.
I don't think they're. I don't think I've ever heard of that stepper from them for anything else.
No, well, it comes with the spur gear pressed on.
Hmm.
It's got a spur gear, and yeah, it's pretty similar in size to a standard one, but it just has this pressed on spur gear.
It's an expensive set of Z drives, though.
Yeah, yeah. I got talked into doing it though. So
I know. I was
expensive
watching the
set of Z
stream.
drives. Yeah, yeah. So we'll be doing that build soon. The question is where will I be doing that build?
Oh yeah, because you're looking for a space. You got a lead on
Yeah,
something?
I do have a lead on something. It's an older building in the central business district. We
Okay.
gotta still look at the permitting wise. It's fit for purpose or fit for use for the transition of occupancy.
Hmm.
I just have to do the permit uh, paperwork, have them look at it, make sure it's okay, and then go out and do lease paperwork. And then
Yeah.
cry monthly as I have bills that I'm not used to having.
Yeah.
Means my
So
discretionary spending may change for a while.
there's a building down the alley that it was converted into like it was a garage and it was converted into like an I don't know an in-law suite or maybe an apartment that they rented out or whatever. But it's accessed from the garage from the alleyway. And I was walking by the other day with the dog. I was talking to the guy. I was just curious about it. He's like, yeah. He's like, there's nothing in there now. He's like, it's like a half garage space, half like little efficiency apartment kind of thing. He's like, but he's like, I'd like to rent it out. He's like, the garage space has three phase in it. I was like, has three phase in the middle of this residential area? Because I asked. about getting three phase to the garage. The electric company said no. Uh, so I didn't ask how much you wanted to rent it out for, but that would make like an awesome uh, like workshop. I don't think I'd have any more room just looking at it from the outside in that garage space, but then like I'd have like a little apartment area or something like that if I wanted to like run kind of like a little business out of it, have like office space or something.
Yeah, I was looking at two different places. One is I'll say nicely finished. It had carpeting, it had a couple of offices, two bathrooms, but they were like ADA compliant bathrooms with shower stalls in them and a little kitchenette area in the back.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's great. That's almost like move-in ready for retail. But I don't know if retail can go in there. It is a flex space area.
Hmm.
So it depends on zoning. And it's in a semi-industrial section, so it's not really on the main drag. So
Yeah.
you'd have
People
to
that
have
are
direct
going
entry.
there would be having to go there. You're not going to pick up, you know, people passing
Correct.
by.
And the other one is right like the last building on the street before you get into like a couple of churches and then houses. So it's right at the edge of the central downtown area. And whenever they do events, people are going to be parking in the church parking lot and they'll be walking up and down the street.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get a lot more foot traffic that way. And I'll be right downtown. The other thing I like about it is it's about a block from the gaming store that we go to all the time. And we can set up partnerships with them and they could send people down to us for like tabletop miniatures and uh, oh, scenery diorama type stuff
Yeah.
that Evil Diesel would be doing with his resin printers. And then we would be sending people back down their way as well. So there's some symbiotic stuff there.
That'd be cool. Real quick, Damascus Everglades, yes. All your DC power supplies should have voltage negative connected to one another. So regardless of whether they're 24-volt, 5-volt, 24-volt, 48, 60, whatever it is, if it's a DC power supply, all those voltage negatives should be tied together. The reason for that is for your signal stuff. So all your like you got a switch and it's hooked up to ground and a signal wire. You want all those grounds connected together. If a signal has to traverse from one like your Raspberry Pi over to your main board, whatever the case may be, you want all that stuff to be able to talk together. And it also prevents stuff being at slightly different um, wavelengths, so it's going to help prevent timing issues. And all-wheel drive, does it shorten the belt pass? No, I think it actually adds a little bit to the belt path, doesn't it? Because it kind of adds a
It it
loop
eff-
in the
it
front.
effectively shortens the belt paths because you've got two drive motors on the belt path. It's
Yeah.
about the same belt path size, maybe a few millimeters, but it effectively cuts it in half because you're running opposite corners for for the same one.
Is it run the opposite corners though?
Yes, it's
Yes.
front left, back right, front right, back left.
Okay.
Those are your yeah. So it's opposite corners that are tied together for your A and B or X and Y. It effectively halves the belt length because of that, but it really provides more torque and um, oh, accuracy. You're not doing it to increase speed.
Yeah, you can gain more speed because you're not going to run out of torque, but the motors are still going to be limited to how fast they can turn.
Correct. And because of the power supplies, unless you really up your power supply, you're dealing with the same amount of amperage now being spread across four motors.
Yeah.
right? So you're still going to be amperage limit unless you increase your power supplies. But
Yeah.
really, all-wheel drive, look at it as better torque and because of that, better accuracy. But don't look for speed. I would still say if you want more speed, get another printer.
Yeah. Um,
You print twice as fast with two printers.
the big problem with all-wheel drive is keeping those motors synchronized to one another.
Synchronized.
Because what
Yep.
happens is when your stepper, so you get done a print or whatever the case may be, and your your tool head's sitting at a position that might not, more than likely not sitting at both steppers being at a full step, and you disable the steppers. One might turn one way, one might turn the other, and now all of a sudden you've got more tension on one half of your belt path than you do on the other. And that's what causes so many problems to have problems with VFAs on all-wheel drive stuff is the you have that happen a couple times, and it happens the other way on the other belt path. Now you've got, the one belt running to the tool head super tight and the other one's super loose because your motors aren't synchronized and they compounded every time that it turned off. So I know that there's some stuff that people were working on and writing to run a process to resynchronize those motors. I don't know how well it works. I haven't, I stopped paying attention to the all wheel drive stuff a while ago for if
Yeah,
they
I
ever got
did
that
see that
working
there
right.
was, I did look in the draft shift design, trying to see what the status is of the all-wheel drive motors on the stealth changer. And they are looking at, well, there's somebody's there really digging in and trying to build a macro for it so that before every print, it will run a macro to resynchronize the motors. But I don't know where that is yet.
Yeah.
That's why
And
I
the
may
problem is it's
decide to
also
put the
got
all-wheel drive on the standard 2.4 and not on the stealth changer.
the problem that now they can get it so it synchronizes so they're both at full steps and everything, right? But you've also got to synchronize it so that the tension on either side on that belt is correct. And I don't know how in the world they're going to figure that out. You'd have to kind of run like almost run a sort of like sensorless homing thing for each stepper to measure the tension to get those synchronized right. And uh, that's why I've never done anything. I'm a firm believer that if you want more torque and you want more power, put a more powerful stepper motor on there. Just
Yeah,
make sure that you're getting a stepper motor that doesn't have a super high resistance where you're going to introduce VFAs in that manner. I mean, we're running into the other way you could do it is instead of running stepper motors, run servos on your all-wheel drive and just have them never disable. You get them synchronized at first, and then they just sit with a very low holding current, or they just always know they're always reading where they are, so they know where to go back to when they get re-enabled.
would closed loop steppers work the same way though?
I don't, I don't know. I
I
don't
would think
know.
so.
I don't know if they can continue to read their positioning. I'm not sure how they work.
Yeah, I just know because servo motors are hella expensive.
I just know, like, you look at big industrial equipment that you would
Yeah,
go, oh, it would make a lot of sense to, on this long conveyor path or on this, giant conveyor to have multiple drive motors driving the chain or the um, the conveyor or whatever it is, and that's not what they do. They get a bigger motor so that you only have to have one, and it's for that reason. It's trying to keep them synchronized is next to impossible. Plus, you also run into this, you know, the speed of light is finite. Like, yeah, the electric travels down the path of that wire at the speed of light, but if one wire is a little bit longer than the other, that is a difference in timing for when the motor actually receives, its signal to turn. And same thing on your controller board from the controller, the the pathways to your stepper drivers are going to be slightly different, and you're going to have timing issues where one motor's trying to turn a little bit before the other one starts turning, and it just, I don't know. That's why I've never done it. I'm not saying that it's not cool, and not saying that it wouldn't be fun to do. Just, if Jason wants to send me a printer and all the stuff to do it, I'll absolutely do it, but it's not something I want to take the money out of my pocket to do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut down on your project, Luke. I don't.
Oh no.
It's just a discussion on the potential pitfalls of it, and I have a hard time. Like, I know that you know this, and you knew all these issues going into it, but I to tell somebody to go out and do it, I can't tell somebody that that's what they should do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's been my biggest thing is, I've got all wheel drive on a 2.4, or excuse me, 2.4, on a 350 Trident, and of course on the Annex Engineering K3, stuff like that, and it works just fine. But
Hmm.
trying to do that in conjunction with a tool changer, there's there's a lot of variables in there that kind of get me scared. And like I said, having the black box, knowing if you're not aligned just right, you're going to have a head crash, and that could lead to a lot of problems, broken parts, and things
Oh
like
yeah,
that. So that's where I
I've
may
never even
put
thought
the
about that.
all wheel drive over onto the just standard 2.4.
And not do all wheel drive on your tool changer at all.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I guess adding more torque to a crash isn't great.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, definitely not. And that's the thing. On my tool changer, everybody's like, oh, I'm getting down to sub 5 second. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But like I said, as soon as you miss one step, you're ready for a crash.
Yep.
yeah,
And so,
people get out there,
So
and
where I'm at on tool changing is about 4 seconds.
what was that?
I'm at about 4 seconds on each tool change.
Yeah.
that's slinging a lot of weight really fast.
Yeah.
Those gantries are not light. How's your repeatability for your when you're changing tool heads for it coming back to the exact same spot every time?
Perfect, for lack of a better word, within a tenth of a millimeter.
I don't know how that would translate to a print or not. Or they're smalls.
I mean, I've been printing with this stealth changer for almost a year now,
Yeah.
and they're, every print I've done after calibrating it, it comes out perfect.
If it's in there, yeah. I didn't realize that you had your self changer built for that long.
Yep. That's number 97 of Sturgis.
Like, I haven't been able to make many of zombie streams lately, but is he still playing around with his changer and the micron?
Know about the changer. I know last time I watched him with the changer, he pretty much all but given up on it.
Yeah, but was he doing tap changer or stealth changer?
Stealth changer.
Okay.
What is the difference between the two?
The mechanism at which they connect to the tool head. Tap changer uses bearings and rods. Stealth
Okay.
changer uses pins and bushings.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that I was going to be do was rods and bearings. Because I was going to
Yeah, that
do
was
it
tap changer.
a year and a half ago. It was, I guess, last April, April of 2024. Which one's the one that's better? I mean, the carriage like the LDO put out looks like it would be a lot better, but when
Yeah,
I
that's the stealth changer carriage.
when I was putting the stuff together, I'm looking at it going, there's no way that this is going to end up. I undock it and redock it. There's just no way I thought that was ever going to end up in the exact same position again.
Yeah, so tap or stealth changer uses bushings and pins. Here's your pins. They go in the back of the carriage, and then they mate with the bushings right here.
Yeah, that's not what I was. The one that I was doing was like two rods that went down either side, and then your carriage on the tool head had a couple bearings that it would like go in and slide up in there or something like that. I'm just like, this is never going to be repeatable. So by the time I got back health wise to being able to mess with anything, I decided I wasn't going to go that route anymore.
Yeah, I think tap changer's pretty much. I don't think anybody's using tap changer from what I've seen.
Yeah. The that setup that you have there looks like it would be far more repeatable than what I was looking at, a year and a half ago. And I would expect them to have made progress in a year and a half. You know what I mean? But
And it is. So when I swapped to the CNC carriage from the printable carriage, I had to redo all the docking positions of my tool heads because they were, about a 3/4 of a millimeter out, maybe a millimeter out from where they actually needed to be. And the bushings were kind of loose in the printable one because I've been printing with it for so long. I had to get them within a tenth of a millimeter with the CNC carriage for them to reliably dock and undock.
well, gentlemen, I have to get off here. I have to go pick up my youngest one from school because my middlest child has decided to claim that she yet again doesn't feel well every day. But so it's the boy that cried wolf. I don't believe her ever. It is what it is.
My kids do the same thing every morning. I don't feel good. I don't want to go to school.
But it is what it is. I don't mind. I go over there and pick her up. Um, I might have time to walk over there if the weather's still decent outside. I have to look. But thank you for coming, hanging out, and joining, Luke. I look forward to watching you get your build stuff done. Kegel, I need you to start streaming again, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll try.
Um, hopefully, I don't know what I was going to say. Anyway, Um, Luke, do you have a stream today?
Um, no. Next stream will
No.
be tomorrow. I will. I do need to post some pictures of the power claw that we built last night. I did get 2 parts reprinted that I broke yesterday on the stream, but
Ooh.
it is
Yeah,
working and looks great.
I missed most of your stream because I was kind of listening to it as I was walking around Walmart, and then my phone disconnected, and I never reconnected it.
Yeah, no worries.
But have a good one. Talk to y'all later.
Later.
See you later.
Everybody in chat over here, thank you for hanging out. Thanks for joining us. If lightning strikes and I come up with a great idea for something to do tomorrow, we'll do something tomorrow. If not, we'll probably be back on Friday with a stream. Probably Friday evening after stuff is shown up in the mail for us to be able to work on this switch wire some more. This thing right there. 'Cause I do want to get that going. We're so close. All right. Have a good one. Later.